Kevin Owens will stay in WWE. Maybe. What's going on, guys? My name is Anthony from Radar for Wrestling. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome also to the new look of the channel because WWE's decided to purge so much of my content recently for copyright issues. I'm trying to play it safe, and now you will be seeing my face a lot more in these videos, and you can thank WWE for that and send your hate mail towards WWE on Twitter. So today's video is all about Kevin Owens, his expiring contract, how to get him to stay in WWE, and is it even possible to get him to stay in WWE? So let's get right into the video. Kevin Owens' contract is supposedly set to expire within 3 months, so that's around Royal Rumble time in January. Now, as we've seen previously, there's been so many releases in WWE, but they've been released from their contracts prematurely. Now, Kevin Owens is more akin to the likes of Adam Cole, whose contract ran out, didn't re-sign with WWE after he saw that nothing was in the works for him, and what he saw that was in the works for him definitely didn't catch his eye and want him to stay there, so he went out to greener and greater pastures in AEW. Is Kevin Owens on the same track as Adam Cole? Is it even possible for Kevin Owens to stay in WWE? Is Mount Rushmore waiting for him over there in AEW too tempting for him to stay? Can WWE do anything to actually keep him there, or is he just gone for good? Now, the first part of this video is going to be about, does Vince McMahon even want him to stay? Right? That's the biggest question here because the buck stops with him. Better said, do Nick Khan and Vince McMahon actually want Kevin Owens there? As we've seen with so many other superstars, they're so willing to let everyone go. But Kevin Owens has been there for a long time. He's been one of the only guys that's come from NXT as an NXT champion and actually held on to a title in the main roster. We saw him win the Universal Championship. We saw him begrudgingly lose it to Goldberg in a terrible, terrible match. And we all know what led to after that. But if WWE has decided to hold on to the likes of Sami Zayn, who's always been attached at the hip to Kevin Owens, then we actually have some hope for Kevin Owens. Because again, the way Sami Zayn has been booked, his personality just doesn't seem like the type of guy who Vince McMahon really want to hold on to for a long period of time. But he has. So now we can hold out a little bit of hope that Vince McMahon may actually want Kevin Owens to actually stay there. Remember, Kevin Owens is the guy that headbutted Vince McMahon for real on live television, made him bleed in the middle of the ring. So that has to account for something. Vince McMahon must like a guy that much if he's willing to let him do that. Now, we've seen Kevin Owens for a while now in WWE. Remember when he first came up from NXT as NXT champion and took on John Cena. Then from there was able to win the Universal Championship with the help of Triple H. He had the awesome storyline with Chris Jericho and the Best Friends. Now, we may not have liked the way he lost his title, but he's had a very stellar career so far in WWE. But I think he can go only higher. But with what we've seen recently in terms of wrestling, he may not stay there that much longer. Now, with his contract set to expire, we got that out of the way. Does Vince McMahon actually want him there? I think he actually does. So we have that going for us. But will he just end up leaving at the end of his contract? Or will AEW continue to look like Avengers Endgame, whereas Tony Khan just stands there waiting in front of Vince McMahon? And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, all these ex-WWE superstars appear from this barren wasteland that they were in before, lost, and now they've been found, and now they're there, and now they're on the righteous side. Will we see more of that when it comes to Kevin Owens? Now, the question comes, how do you get him to stay in WWE? When his contract expires, how do you get him to stay there and not leave? Currently, he's in the world title picture, along with Big E and Seth Rollins. Now, currently they have Kevin Owens booked as kind of a tweener, both good guy and bad guy. But with WWE notoriously being bad at booking both bad guys and good guys, there's not much hope for him in that aspect. But I think if you book him this way, he may be able to stick around longer. In my eyes, I think you should book Kevin Owens as a monster heel. Now, don't get me wrong. I know you have Roman Reigns on the other brand as the monster heel over there. But Kevin Owens' monster heel will be a little bit different. I don't think he's going to have the Mafia family feel that Roman Reigns has. What he needs to be is a grittier monster heel. And I got the perfect solution. You take that entire 24/7 roster that's completely and utterly useless and no point of that title even existing, and you feed the entire roster to Kevin Owens. Not only in the ring, but in backstage segments. I think Kevin Owens literally needs to maliciously injure individuals backstage and in the ring to really get his message across that he is not to be messed with. He needs to bring back the apron powerbomb and start getting guys out of action by doing that move. Remember when he did to Sami Zayn and how impactful that was? Let's see him do it to a bunch of other guys and do even worse to others. Mainly all in that 24/7 division. So not only will it establish him as a monster heel, but also it'll do us the benefit of getting rid of the 24/7 championship. Killing two birds with one stone right there. Now I'm gonna go out on a little bit of a limb here by suggesting this next thing. I think Kevin Owens, not only because of his look, his body type, and his shape, I think he can go kind of Game of Thrones style here. Now bear with me for a moment. I think you can have him as the Mad King. Now I know you're gonna say, my God, how many kings are we gonna have, right? Currently we just saw another king crowned on last Friday's SmackDown with Roman Reigns now holding on the crown. So now he's in the long lineage of wrestling kings, going back so recently as King Woods, King Nakamura, King Corbin. We have all these kings. What's one more gonna hurt? You already have that many, what's one more? So let's get him as kind of the Mad King. You can even have a Game of Thrones style where he works in tangent with Seth Rollins. So your champion will be Kevin Owens and your United States champion will be Seth Rollins. He could be kind of the hand of the king, and you could play off that later on as well. I think a two-man power trip kind of thing there would be pretty cool to have these two guys do it. Now when it comes to Kevin Owens, I think in this situation, if you push him, he will stay. Who's gonna say no to WrestleMania main events, to being the champion, to being a top guy, and all that comes with it? I think if you do any of these things, I think you may be able to get him to sign on that dotted line when those 3 months come up. Where you can make this into a storyline. Make it public that his contract is running out. You've done it before with the likes of CM Punk and others. So have his contract expiring towards the Royal Rumble, and he ends up winning the Rumble and then signing a contract afterwards. You can have a non-WWE signed wrestler win your Royal Rumble and then eventually go into a storyline after that where he actually signs on the dotted line and main events WrestleMania. But again, I think this could all work, but what the hell do I know?
Everything that guy just said is bullshit.
A lot, actually, Joe Pesci. I'm pretty sure this is gonna work, and this will keep Kevin Owens in WWE. Now the question is, will he stay? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on how to get Kevin Owens to stay, and is it even possible for him to stay in WWE? Or maybe Vince McMahon doesn't care. Maybe he's just like all the other billionaires, too interested in going into outer space in an oddly familiar shaped spacecraft.
You better take a look at this radar. I don't know, sir, but it looks like a giant dick.
Well, there's the one penis joke I got out of the way. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you for tuning into this video. Let me know what you think of the new look of the videos and everything like that. What do you think about the production quality? I'm going all out for you guys here. And let me know what you think about Kevin Owens. Does he stay? Will he stay? Is it even possible? And how do you get him to stay? And I'll catch you guys on the next one.